Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I turn to English to honor our guests. My name is Gеωργία Αϋφαντοπούλου. I'm Research Director of the Hellenic Institute of Transport. I will be your first speaker and moderator for this last session of this conference on good practices and ITS for road safety. I will speak to you about the Thessaloniki urban mobility system, and I will relate this to the smart city development for Thessaloniki, on which we are working the last years. Let me give you some information about our organization. Already Dr. Bekiaris was one of our speakers in the last session. So the Hellenic Institute of Transport is the main transport research organization of Greece. Was created in 2000, operated 1 year later. We are currently employ 83 persons, and we are running an office in Thessaloniki and in Athens. Our headquarters, however, being as also the headquarters of the Center of Research and Technology, ELAS CERT, the umbrella organization in Thessaloniki. So our primary objectives is to promote and to conduct advanced research in the transport field, support the decision-making process. So sometimes, quite often actually, we are working as consultants for the ministries and public organizations related to transport. Third objective, to disseminate research results and support the innovation, the uptaking of the research results from the industry and the full implementation. And of course, we're doing quite some good exercise and activities in representing Greece to international relevant fora. Our vision is to conduct and advance research and to promote advanced research in full response to the real economic and societal needs to become a recognized leader and center of excellence in transport. Let's come to the Thessaloniki case that I wish to present you as a best practice, and where our objectives as organization we believe are quite well served. So our objective, together with the different organizations and authorities of Thessaloniki, is to create the smart and safe Thessaloniki. And I have used in the title of my presentation, as you see in the program, it was also used by a previous speaker in the previous session, the word of smart city. So everybody speaks about the cities of the future as intelligent cities, smart cities. What exactly is this? So in order to achieve smart city, is our understanding and belief that smart city is a function of citizens, of authorities, and of equipment/technologies. When we speak about authorities, we speak about new governance schemes that we need in order to achieve implementation of technologies. When we speak about equipment and technologies, not just to achieve better technological solution, but also to consider how the technology industry in the local environment can be supported in develop intelligent business in this area. So this is what we try to do in Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki, for our foreign participants, is the second bigger city after Athens in the northern Greece. And we have about 1.3 million inhabitants, 1.3 million daily trips in the agglomeration, and big problems in traffic management and parking management. What is our ITS infrastructure? As you see there, it's actually quite Greek, this, that in the same city, we have 3 traffic management systems. So we have one traffic management system, what we call ITS, peripheral ITS, along the ring road of the city. We have the urban ITS, the urban traffic management and control. And we have the central ITS, a new adaptive traffic management and control system, together with smart mobility equipment that is covered to the area that you can see in the map. I'm saying that it's quite Greek because integration of things is not very easy in Greece. However, we have a very strong potential. What you see there is 3 different global technology providers. So wherever it is red, we have a Canadian Delcan, correct? The Canadian Delcan system operating. Where it is light blue is a Siemens system. And whenever it is green, it is a Svarco system. So we have 3 leaders in traffic management control technologies been running, implementing, and installing their equipment, which gives us an excellent test bed of achieving interoperability solutions and making together to operate and cooperate these ITS systems. In the central area, this is the description of the adaptive system. What we have also is what we call smart sensors. So we have Bluetooth readers, very low cost readers for monitoring the mobility along the path that you can see there in the central area of Thessaloniki. We are in a position to control real time what is the travel time from point to point in this network of reference. And we can provide this information real time to the citizens. All this basic infrastructure creates us the possibility to develop this urban mobility management system of Thessaloniki, which has as a features adaptive signal control, dynamic traffic management, dynamic traffic estimation, tools and models and algorithms, that I will come again to this, and new data sources point to point to be used. And we have as a services, intelligent road networks, environmental protection, e-mobility services for the citizens, real-time data collection, and others. This infrastructure and system operating is the basis on which we build on the idea of Thessaloniki smart city, and which proves that it is possible in Greece to achieve this new governance scheme among the authorities that we need in order to achieve the smart cities. So what you see there is a diagram that 4 existing systems in Thessaloniki, the environmental observatory running by the municipality of Thessaloniki, the public transport system monitoring run by the public transport supervising authority, the electronic portal for transport data and services that was operating by us, CERT-HIT, and the traffic control center operated by the region of Central Macedonia. The actors agreed to provide data, to join on activities in order to create this urban mobility and integrated traffic management center. And that gave the possibility to CERT, our organization, to act as content aggregator and service enabler and provider. So we collect data, we validate data, we give this data back to those who, ITS industry that would like to, and service providers that they would like to use this data for new products towards the citizens. And also we support the provision of real-time information to the citizens by making proof of concepts of sustainable mobility support services. I will not go to that. Let me show you why each one of these actors that we came together needs to be together. This new governance among the actors is needed to achieve smart cities. So, of course, the region of Central Macedonia is running a traffic control center. And, of course, all the other actors, they were making the use of their technology for their own purpose. However, when we go to smart mobility, we need to give to the citizens real-time, very concrete and very correct information about the traffic conditions and to guide them to select the sustainable mode of transport or combination of modes for making their everyday trips. And for that, there was a need to collect, as I said before, real-time data and to develop real-time traffic forecast model for the Thessaloniki. And that is not really the strong topic of region of Central Macedonia. So what we did, we created a macroscopic dynamic model based on historical data. Then we created real-time extended network based on algorithms and models, which is our job, research organization. And then coupled, of course, with the necessary technology. And then we created these sub-networks on which we base our real-time estimation. And now we move further to this modeling of the cooperative technology, cooperative ITS implementation for urban mobility. This is the www.mobithes.gr, where I invite you to visit. And you can see all the services that we are offering to the authorities and to the citizens. So it's information for points of interest, information on traffic, information on environmental conditions in the city, routing services by using car and public transport, only public transport, environmentally friendly routing, energy efficient routing for our citizens, and thus contributing to the reduction of emissions. Then we went a step further. This is another easytrip.eu, where again you can visit and you can see another suite of services towards the tourists. Thessaloniki is a very touristic city, so we have mobility for tourists and services based on real-time, again, data for tourists. And there we're making a bridge to electronic business development. So we have the commercial actors of the city having the possibility to prompt their offers, and we have special services for supporting accessibility of the tourists to these services. We moved forward to the cooperative mobility services in Thessaloniki in the context of COBAS 4D, a project where we are cooperating with Odico and other test sites around Europe. And we are installing actually the technology, and we're going to test 3 use cases: road hazard warning for drivers, red light violation warning, and energy efficient intersection services. For doing this, we are collecting information from other sources like car floating data, and we're moving towards social media and users providing data to us. We are developing special simulation tools for assessing how much, for example, the speed advice service of COBAS 4D can have an impact to the reduction of the emission and to the improvement of traffic conditions. And this is another project, and the last one to which I will refer, which is cooperative service for freight transport, where eco-drive and driver behavior is monitored, priority speed advice is given to trucks, proof of delivery is also provided. So it's freight in cities and decrease of negative impact. All these are projects, and all these are pieces of funding that we are going first as institute and together with the authorities in order to achieve the possibilities and to create the circumstances for testing new technology and integrating new technologies, always for giving to the stakeholders and the citizens the best for using their city. However, this approach is an approach that can be followed step by step. What you see there is a diagram, how we reach smart Thessaloniki future timeline and vision. So we started in 2003, creating infrastructures, buying equipment, developing services, performing studies, agreeing with the public and the private stakeholders on policy and roadmaps for Thessaloniki Smart City. And we have, as you see, after 2015, agenda for future internet, electromobility, multimodal implementations, and smart cities concept. This is the smart city approach, which we try to implement in the context of Horizon 2020, together with the city actors, and builds on efficiency, energy efficiency for cities, large-scale integration of solutions for buildings and energy networks and ICT networks and transport networks with a lot of emphasis on mobility. The users' involvement is a priority. The secure of high impact, again, is a priority. And we want to see how we can develop new business models for sustainability and innovative business strengthening in the case of Thessaloniki. ITSLS has a lot of members in Thessaloniki. We have an SMEs basis of new technology industry, so we want to give an added value to them for growth. So we want to have in the future, in the forthcoming years, Thessaloniki as a smart city lighthouse, where a mobility innovation zone will be created in order to support research results and innovation results on mobility to be integrated in the industry, and the concept of Thessaloniki Digital, where cooperative ITS implementation, collaborative structure, operation for data and services, open warehouse for mobility data, and impact monitor through dashboards for mobility on the different actions we are doing, it will be made available. Thank you very much. I try to be brief.
Thank you very much for inviting e-Trikala S.A. to have the honor today to present a case, an e-project that we are running. And by what Mrs. Aïfantopoulos said is that nowadays e-Trikala is a company owned 99% by the municipality of Trikala and 1% by the local chamber of commerce. So now we're not belonging in the municipality, we're an individual company trying to survive for ourselves. First of all, I have to apologize, but my presentation today is going to be for the automated road passenger transport systems and an application that soon is going to be in our city, but we don't still have it in our hands, so I have to drive back to my city for, let's say, 3 or 4 hours, and I have a meeting, a family matter at 8 o'clock, so after my presentation, please to accept questions and then to leave the room. If you have any questions, I'm ready to accept this after my presentation. Thank you. So, let's go further. The City Mobile 2. This is the project that we are running today among 13 other projects, which is a pilot, is going to set up a pilot platform for automated road transport systems, which will be, as it is now running, implemented in several urban environments across Europe. The automated transport systems are made up of vehicles operating without a driver in collective mode. So this is the innovation, let's say, and the environment in which now we're trying to operate and to collect all these valuable information as to set up not only the law, but to set up the technology and tune the technology for vehicles without driver to run in a city. So it is something like a dozen local authorities or other sites were in the process to be one of the 5 sites to host a 6-month demonstration of these vehicles. So it was 2 sets of 6 vehicles, and now they are ready for the demonstration, which will be soon in our city operating a line, a bus line, for 6 months. And the project will procure the vehicles and make them available to the selected pilot sites as it is Trikala, and is going to be soon in Trikala. So what we call automated transport systems in this project and in general is the public transport systems based on the use of a fleet of communication-enabled cyber cars, road vehicles with automated driving capabilities. And mainly, in our case, is a car without a driver. So the objective of the City Mobile 2 project is to remove the main barriers to the implementation of automated road transport systems in the cities. And the targets of this project is an automated road transport service running for at least 6 months, as I told you before, at 5 sites or cities across Europe, how we can design and implement an automated transport system, the improvement and the understanding of the interaction between the automated vehicles and other road users, and mainly the legal framework which we have to propose for the, and to certify the automated road transport systems in Europe. And finally, there are of course, after the showcases in sites across Europe, we have to provide the technical specifications for interoperable automated road transport system, including a communication architecture. So the project in brief is an FP7 project. The total budget is around 18 million euros, and the duration is 48 months, and the ending day is going to be 2016, end of August. The participants, 45 participants from 11 European countries, like universities, like manufacturers, like local authorities, like institutes and organizations. Greek partners is the ICCS, is the e-Trikala SA, and now we are in a very, very close cooperation with this ministry, with the Vice Minister, Mr. Papadopoulos, to ensure that the Greek state will accept this pilot for 6 months in our city, and hopefully will arise the case in the forthcoming meeting of the European ministers, 8th and 9th of May, in Athens for the road safety, let's say, issues. The goal. The CityMobile 2 project is coming after the CityMobile project, which has presented automated vehicles and their functionality in special demonstration sites. Now, the CityMobile 2 aims to study the functionality framework in real-life conditions within the cities, and the legal framework in national and European level, and the general financial consequences after that technical implementation. ICCS, e-Trikala SA, and the municipality of Trikala, and as I told you before, the Minister of Infrastructure, we have been working hard for last year, presenting the advantages of our cities and our country, and then Trikala have been qualified to conduct a demonstration within the city center during 2016, and this is the most important. We have acquired the best rate among the 12 candidate cities. And candidate cities were Brussels, Lausanne, Cern, Milan, huge, big cities. What was the advantage of Trikala? Trikala, as you will see in the next slides, will run the car in the very downtown. We will try to run this automation, these cars, and to get the most of the experience in the city center. So, what is the route? The route is, as you can see in the map, and it's going to be a constant local line, bus line. It's going to be 6 of these vehicles, electrical vehicles of 12 passengers, and it's going to connect the old city, which is a pedestrian area, to the endpoint B, where is the local bus terminal. So it is not any line available at the moment. So the first from point G to point B is going to be in a semi-pedestrian road, and then from point B, returning back to C, and let's say from point C back to D, E, F, is going to be a normal, everyday, with everyday cars, bicycles, motorbikes, a normal downtown road. So the car, as I told you before, and these are the 6 bus stops that the car will undertake, and we hope it's going to be a ticket also applied. It's going to be a normal, a constant line for 6 months with a timetable running from 7 o'clock in the morning up to 8 o'clock in the evening. And we will try to get the utmost experience for that project. We and the ICCS and the ministry, we have decided from the beginning that when we have to be pilots, we have to be real pilots, and we have to undertake all difficulties that might arise from this implementation in our city. So hopefully, before 2016, we are inviting all of you to visit our city and have a real, let's say, safe trip with a car without a driver. Thank you very much for your attention.
What is the level of acceptance by the users that you expect? I mean, there is any, I assume you will not just launch such a service for the people of Trikala without notifying them or inform them. There was this type of actions in the project, because I believe it's very critical for the acceptance.
Yes. let's give the first sign that we had from our city. The City Council has unanimously approved the project, and they have insisted and recommended to do the test, to get the test downtown, which means that I believe that the majority of our civilians will be, first of all, curious what is happening there and come and let's say, use the system. But this is a part of the project also, to understand how they can see it, how they can accept it, if they will accept it, and how deep that can go to everyday system, let's say, transport system in our city.
Okay, and last question. Why you were continuously saying during your presentation, we hope, we are in cooperation with the ministry, and we hope, I assume there is a legal issue to...
Yeah, it's a big legal issue, the registration of the car. So it is the first time that the Greek law is in front of that case, that a car without a driver has to be registered and then to go for a specific plate to insure the car and get the car into the road. We are very lucky that we have a very good and very strong cooperation with the Vice Minister, Mr. Papadopoulos, and his team, and we believe that soon we're going to give a solution on that. On the 5th of May, in Electra Palace, in Electra Hotel down in Plaka, is going to be a meeting of the whole ministries of transport of Europe to discuss these legal issues. You are all invited. It's going to be 11:30 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Electra Palace, Plaka in Athens.
Good afternoon, everybody. I will continue in English, too. So I'm representing INFOTRIP, which is a private company. The title is about traffic management and public transport solutions. Really, I'm going to speak about some good practices that have been applied in Greece and Cyprus. And the objective is not really about if it is traffic management or public transport. My objective would be to describe some good cases of, let's say, interoperable systems or systems that are supporting also the road safety. A few words about INFOTRIP. INFOTRIP was established in 2006. We are located in Thessaloniki, and we are really a company of the Svarko Group. A few words about Svarko, so I won't stay too much here in this slide. The Svarko Group is a world-leading group company in the field of road safety, both in two divisions. One is traffic management, which includes urban traffic control, inter-urban traffic management, parking, public transport, and infomobility, but also in road materials for road safety. So basically, this is the starting point of my presentation. In modern mobility, when we're talking about mobility, there are 4 different aspects that have to be taken into account. This is cooperative mobility, safe mobility, infomobility, and eco-mobility. Actually, this is a slide taken from Ertico, so I have to make the reference to this. What is more important is that all these 4 aspects have and can be supported by different ITS applications, and an ITS application can support more than one of these features efficiently. In order to do that, a more integrated approach should be taken, should be adopted by the different application owners or the system integrators. This is one concept introduced by Svarko. It's a platform, and Omnia is the brand name, the commercial name, and could include different applications under one platform. So the objective is that a city, let's say, or an area can support different applications through one different front end, the same front end, but the application will be integrated in a seamless manner, so public transport and traffic control and traffic management can be all supported in one area. So, starting for the good practices, I don't have so many slides. One is traffic information. So, traffic information is essential for the benefit of the user, for effective trip planning, but also for the matter of road safety. INFOTRIP has developed a complete traffic information service for Greece. This is backed by floating car data, including the whole of Greece, and also event server for the whole of Greece, loop data for Athens, and this result in a full operational RDS-TMC service in Greece, which is the only one running at the moment, but also this is supported by mobile applications and web applications. At the same time, public transport information is quite essential in this essence. So there are a few public transport information applications that we have also developed in Greece. And this is multimodal trip planner for Greece. This includes all interurban means like ferry boats, flights, and car, but also urban trip planner for Athens, and also dynamic public transport routing, dynamic timetable information, and map view-based information based on AVM, automatic vehicle management system. Another aspect is the continuity of traffic management services. So it's quite important when an ITS application is introduced in a city, that is, this is done in a seamless manner. This is an example of the City of Thessaloniki. This includes a complete traffic management system for the city center, and it includes the adaptive traffic control for Tsimiski Road. This is the basic commercial road in the city. So this is a traffic control which is based and is sensitive to the current traffic conditions. In the same project, 5 VMS were installed at strategic points, and these are giving travel time information as well as road incident information to the drivers and the other road users. This is also an application that Mrs. Aϋφαντοπούλου referred to before, and the travel time information is based on Bluetooths that are scattered around the city of Thessaloniki. And the same project also includes CCTV and incident detection. And these are all integrated into a central management system, which is based on Omnia. When we're talking about safety applications, and this can be combined also with traffic information, and this is a good example also of an integrated system. This is a web application that was developed for the Port of Limassol, for the actually for the Port Authority of Cyprus, on behalf of the Port Authority of Cyprus. And this is a web portal that delivers traffic information on web and mobile, and also dynamic routing to from the port according to the current traffic conditions. But at the same time, this helps the authorities like traffic police and the port authority to monitor dangerous goods. So the dangerous goods that are incoming to the port, they are actually registered in the system, they can be monitored, and then they are, the trucks that are, the trucks that are loaded with dangerous goods are also monitored through GPS system. A special routing is then applied, so the traffic police knows exactly where to expect to have the dangerous goods in the roads, and also to track with a GPS system. And a final good practice, and a little bit about innovation, is cooperative systems. Also, Ms. Aϋφαντοπούλου spoke a bit about this. This is a Compass 4D pilot in Thessaloniki. We are proud to be a technology partner in this pilot project in Thessaloniki. We are implementing actually 2 different use cases there. One is the energy efficient intersection control service, which will be piloted along the Tsimiski Road. This is the red dots in the right map view. And then the road hazard warning service, which will be piloted along the peripheral ring road of Thessaloniki, which are the white and blue dots on the left map view. Both are supported by us and by a central system. At the same time, I have to refer to the Verona demo, where in cooperation with Audi, Svarco has demonstrated the in-vehicle energy efficient intersection application and countdown to green. This was the first actual demonstration of this use case in the framework of the project. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I understand that I'm the last person presenting, so I'll promise to keep it short. Before I start, I just want to say it's a very special day for me today. It's a big honor to be here today because G4S Telematix is the actual solution provider for the Greek Hero projects. A solution doesn't mean anything. Basically, it's the people behind it that drive it. So I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the project teams for the ministry. Great job, guys. Our partners, EPISEI, and last but not least, the team that put this all together, especially George, that couldn't be here with us today. So congratulations on a great job done. Thank you. Now, what I'll try to do over the next 5 minutes, I'll keep it brief, is that I'm going to try to make you understand why G4S, a company like G4S, a global security company, would be interested in eCall, and what's the relevance. G4S Telematix is a competence center for our group. So we specialize in telematics. We have over 10,000 telematic devices installed. Our vision and our goal is to extend our traditional security services from what the group does today, monitoring banks, buildings, homes, to mobile, okay? We're the only certified telematics incident management center in Greece, and we're a member of the G4S group. Also, member of ITS Hellas. We are founding members within TAPA, organization on the security consultants. TAPA is a European, we're on the European side, it's a worldwide organization that refers to Transported Asset Protection Association, okay? We also provide our services to the likes of Cobra, SecuriTrack, Eurowatch. Cobra, SecuriTrack are the people, the manufacturers that make these black boxes, as Andy referred to earlier, and provide them already to the BMWs, Mercedes, and GLRs of this world. And G4S operates in more than 125 countries. I tried to get a better slide with the dots, but you'll see the relevancy in a bit. This is the PSAP architecture that we provided to the ministry, okay? And basically, what are we doing? An incident occurs, we receive an eCall, and we send a response. This is what G4S does every single day of the year. We receive signals, we monitor it, we respond, okay? So incident management for us, reception, verification process, escalation if required, and conclusion resolution. This is the capability now that our country has due to this Hero pilot. European reality, it's a different story. We're not the States. We have no borders, yes, but we have multiple languages, different legislations, increase in response times, multiple systems, and lack of standardization. What did eCall do? It took that away. Boom, 10 years ago. Said, this is what I want to do. I'm going to get rid of all this problem, and I'm going to save lives throughout Europe. And we thought it was a great idea, so we started doing the same. So freight transport, coming to the subject matter of today, we'll see transport throughout Europe. We're talking about 45% of the goods transported are road, okay? And these are, if you can see the small flags on the map, which is practically covered, these are security incidents throughout Europe, okay? Studies have shown that they're in the excess of over 8.2 billion euro a year. And we can see that that's an increasing trend, 66% increase from 2012. And guess what? Over 55% of these theft incidents happen in a car, happen on a vehicle, happen in a freight in transit. So how could we solve that? What we initially tried to do, the red pins are where G4S operates. So these are our control rooms, our secure operating centers, 24/7, 365 a year. But as you can see, we can fill up the full of Europe, so we partnered up the blue pins. And we have similar SOCs connecting each other with the very same platform that we have provided for the Hero case. But the main goal here is the immediate passover information, overcome the barrier translation of language, and document and timestamp the response mechanism. So that was our goal. And this is how we're moving forward. So, in essence, the potential benefits is unified procedures amongst countries, common policies and standardized management, knowledge-based and best practice sharing, real-time information using new technology trends. Right? Our vision is to take this whole thing up to the cloud one day. Why not? So actions to improve the statistics on our end, obviously EU initiatives. Obviously eCall was a major breakthrough for us. Why? Because it starts talking about standardization, starts pushing. Things are happening. Manufacturers are installing black boxes. PSAPs are getting into place. SOCs are getting procedures into place. So for us, it was a trigger. And we're seeing that, you know, the expansion of the eCall onto the heavy goods vehicles will also drive the market. And the fact that the third-party services have been initially documented is also a next step. On our end, what we're trying to do, we're trying again to put standards in our domain, which is safety and security. Okay, so we're looking at security standards with regards to trucks. We're looking at security standards with regards to freight, parking security requirements. These are the things we're trying to do. Put them together, it's a win-win situation for the services that we can give to the market. And that's the main thing. I had to put this slide in because I am representing G4S, and the title that was given to me is Security and Safety in Freight. So I had to say something about this, otherwise. So the relevancy here is go directly to the tracking. We're talking GPS, fitted in vehicles, big lorries, in cargo, in boxes of cigarettes, traveling all over Europe. An incident happened, someone calls an SOC. We respond, passing that information down, sending the local police or a local patrol. Sounds familiar, right? So, I love this slide. This is a 1985 slide, Motorola, right? When they first said, guys, one day society will be connected. Back then everybody was laughing and probably fired the guy that made it, but that's what they said. And it's happening. We're already there. Half of you are working, sending emails right now. You know? We're all connected. That's what's happening in the OEM market. Vehicles become connected with eCall, okay? And that's the way we move forward. So the potential and the possibility is huge for vehicle telematics. Forgive me. Obviously for us, security and safety, top on the line. eCall is safety, 100%, all right? Now, the OEMs, in order to fund eCall, they're trying to find other things to do with it, because no one wants to put a black box in there with, you know, only because it's mandatory. They have to justify that cost. So they're looking at other things. Vehicle diagnostic, that's interesting. I don't have to recall vehicles. Driver behavior, I can save money. Location-based services, so where's the nearest pharmacy? And infotainment. All these things will come. And the channels, insurance companies, SOCs of ourselves, content providers, OEMs, and PSAPs. I think I did do the 10-minute I promised. Thank you.
So I'm starting with Mr. Maldezakis. I like the last slide of yours. So you said here, we need, it's not, if we try to find a solution to pay back for safety solution, just a black box for safety for the eCall, it's not enough. And that we need to see how, through this technology, we will have also driver behavior, vehicle diagnostics. Is that means that technology for security is not to be paid easily by the industry of goods, at least, since you refer to goods?
Not necessarily. My comment?
Yes, of course. Just press the red box.
Not necessarily. What I was trying to relay there is that the people that control the carrier, the vehicle, that's not the EU. That's Mercedes. That's BMW, that's JLR. These are private companies or publicly traded companies. So their bottom line is their bottom line. So for them to add another black box in there, they need to justify it. That's why they're already doing it with private eCall initiatives. Okay. So EU, yes, safety alone, we've already heard that we're going to save lives and cost because we're going to get there faster, we're going to get there on time, we're not going to be looking around looking for the accident. But that goes back to the governments. It won't go into the pockets of JLR and Mercedes.
And then let me ask you, since you have been, as you said, the technology provider for the eCall, for the PSAP, for the Greek pilot of eCall here in the context of HERO, what do you believe is the major threat? I mean, we speak here, we're finishing the pilot. I gave an answer to this morning's session saying that we are preparing with the ministry the action plan for the full implementation of eCall, and I also mentioned that we don't have answers for everything. What do you believe it will be the major threat for eCall to be applied generally?
Political commitment. We need government commitment on this. The parties, the technology is known. We have the parties in place. Stakeholders are interested. We've seen the ratings that came up, and Mr. Patsavos presented today, that they're very high for the Greek population. We need the commitment that this will roll off and not just wind up somewhere in, shop.
Thank you. Now I have one more question for Mr. Mizaras, and I finished with my questions. Probably some other questions from the audience will come in the meantime. Mr. Mizaras, we are cooperating quite a lot in Thessaloniki, and you are a representative company of the ITS Hellas members, where we're speaking not about G4S, huge international company, but an SME, a Greek SME, working on the ITS and trying to convince the operators, the authorities to adopt this type of technologies. Are you optimistic? I mean, what we need in order to achieve the best practices to be generalized and to have ITS adopted at the level of municipalities, of operators, etc. Can you give us some tips how we can generalize the best practices?
We have to prove what are the benefits, really. We need political commitment, absolutely. But political commitment will come when we have some solid proofs. But I think what we are missing as an ITS world at the moment, because ITS is really a young, let's say, domain, is that we need also some, let's say, to highlight these good practices. And we need some heroes. All the domains, all the professions, they have some heroes, they have some known people that are doing this job, they have some good examples, buildings or whatever for civil engineering. So I think that we need to highlight these heroes and we need to highlight these good practices to everybody, including all the stakeholders that they don't know about ITS.
I would like to thank the speakers. I would like to thank you for your presence. I would like to thank the Ministry of Transport for for preparing this event of today, which gave the possibility also for the ITS world in Greece to let's say, to communicate what their achievements and what their best practices. And of course, congratulations for the HERO, for the participation of the Ministry in HERO, and for the good results of the project. The outcome of this session is that the ball is again to your terrain. That means we need political support, we need opportunities for disseminating the best practices, and we need continuous support to the ITS implementation. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you.